Hi everyone, I'm here today with a bit of a belated video, unfortunately, but if you watched my previous video then you'll know that I've had quite a lot on my plate at the minute. So I'm here today with my November and December makes video. I was quite busy, so it's probably going to be a long one, just to warn you, and as you can see these are just some of the garments that I made during November and December. So what I'm going to do to start with is, because this isn't everything, there are a few things that I made that were presents and also a few things that I don't actually have with me anymore, unfortunately. So I'm going to try and insert some images, so that's why I'm sitting to this side of the camera. Okay, so I've got my notebook here because I have to write everything down, which, excuse me, is a good job because you know, it was so long ago that I made some of these things. So, first of all, like I said, I'm going to start with the things that I've made for other people. And one of the lovely things that I made in November was for my niece, Penny. And I made her the Purple patter shirt. And I'm going to insert an image of her wearing it here. It looks beautiful, and she's got a bit of a wonky collar. She didn't really want to have her photo taken, to be honest. Oh, my cat's deciding, as usual, that she wants to knock my camera over. Okay, so, yes, I made her the Patta shirt by Purple. Really lovely, lovely shirt, really lovely finish. I really liked the way when you put the Peter Pan collar on, you then cover the seam with bias tape, and I used some satin bias tape for that, and it was really, really, really nice. It gave a really nice finish. I put snaps down the back, and the fabric I used was a needle cord from Satisfaction. I only used 1/2 metre, and for the undercollar I just used some black quilting weight cotton because I had it in my stash. I've got to pick her up and give her a stroke, otherwise she is going to knock my camera over. Say hello. No, she's not going to say hello. Anyway, so yes, I made that, and Shona still has that particular needle cord in her shop if you want to check it out. So it's a really beautiful, it's got a black background with a floral print on it. Okay, so the next thing I made is for my classes. If you have been keeping up to date with what I've been making, I was making some stockings as samples for the classes that I was running, which were really successful. I had quite a lot of people participate. So I'll insert a picture here. Really, really easy make. I could make one probably in about 20 minutes. And really lovely. So I really enjoyed making those. Just used some normal quilting weight cotton. I think it was actually, I think it was a poly cotton, so it was Rose and Hubble, and they're generally poly cotton. So I made 2 of those to hang in the craft hub where I teach my classes. And I also made, which was a lot harder work than I anticipated, an advent calendar. And again, I'll insert a picture here. It was a mini stocking advent calendar, and it was a makeover one, and it said on the pattern to line the pockets, I think, although I did have 2. No, I think for that one it didn't say to line it, so I didn't bother. And you cut out, it comes in a panel, you cut out the shapes that you need, which I did, and then you cut out a backing as well. So effectively you have to sew together 24 stockings, which I did, and you've got to trim them all and press them all, which is the bit that takes the time, and put a little ribbon on the top to hang it. I used some jumbo rickrack to hang mine up, and I think it was really effective. Yes, so that was the other thing that I made for my classes. So I also made a pair of black M7547 flares. They were supposed to be for the 1 week 1 pattern challenge run by Satisfaction, but unfortunately they still are yet to be have a zip inserted, so I haven't done those yet. They might come next month. So then moving on to December, and the things that I made that I don't have is I made my mum some pajamas for Christmas. So I made her the Sew Over It Ultimate Pajamas. and out of a really cheap brushed cotton that I got from eBay, but the colour was really pretty. So I made those, and to go with it I made her a molly top from some cotton interlock jersey that I had in my stash, and they both turned out really well. Like I say, I don't have them to show you because they're present, but I have got a photo because I did have a little bit of forethought and took a picture to include in the video. Okay, so what else did I make for other people? Okay, I also made on my rail, you can see, for other people, I made this for my husband, and it is a men's metro tee by Liesl & Co. And as you can see, it is from the most gorgeous jersey, which is a cotton and steel jersey. It's brand new in the UK. I think it was the beginning of December that places started, November places started to stock it. I got mine from M is for Make, which is where I usually buy my cotton and steel fabric from, but I do know that the lovely Harriet of Sew Me Sunshine had some as well in her shop. I don't know if she's still got some left, but she stocks a really wide range of cotton and steel fabrics usually. So yes, it's called Mystery Food, and I went for the grey colourway. It also comes in a pink, I think it's pink, but yeah, it's called Mystery Food. It's a really lovely quality jersey. It's got quite, I think, a good lycra content, so it's got really good recovery, so good in fact that I've actually had to try and stretch the neckband out because the neck has ended up slightly tight, and also in the width it's actually, I don't know if he's had too many almond croissants. Maybe he has. It could be the almond croissants. But I made exactly the same size as I've made before, and it is actually a little bit snug around his tummy, which he did not thank me for pointing out, as I made the same size. So anyway, I've given it a bit of a stretch, and I'm hoping it's going to be okay. He really loved the print, and my boys did see me making it for him and very nearly let it slip to him that I had made it. I thought I was going to manage to do it secretly, but I was sewing it in the morning before they got out of bed, and they came down and I was finishing it, so they did see it. But yes, I managed to keep it secret. It turned out really well. My neckband did turn out really well, and twin needling, as I've said in previous videos, I have a relatively new sewing machine, and it's got a walking foot on it. I had a walking foot for my old machine, but it was a universal one, and I have to admit it wasn't actually that good. The walking foot on my Benina is amazing. As you can see, I've got absolutely no tunnelling, my stitches are really even, and yes, my twin needling is much better. Plus, I have recently purchased a new jersey twin needle, and that also makes a difference, because I think if you start to get a blunt needle, that's when you start skipping stitches. So yeah, that turned out really well. The only problem is, full disclosure here, when he put it on, he stretched it and he has popped the stitching in the bottom, so I've got to re-stitch a little tiny bit of the hem, which is currently held up with a pin. Right, so what else did I make? Okay, so I also made, which I'm really pleased with, and it's going to be really hard to photograph, but I made a pattern company that I haven't used before for kids patterns. It's called Titchy Threads. They've got some really nice patterns, including jeans patterns for children. I think they're called the Small Fry Skinny Jeans, and I've purchased that pattern and I'm hoping to give it a go. But this t-shirt is called the Rowan Tees. So obviously you know I have a son called Rowan, so perfect. It is just a really simple long sleeve t-shirt pattern. It comes with lots of variations as well, and I do believe that you can actually make a hoodie out of it as well, with a kangaroo pocket on the front. But the boys were in their Christmas play. They needed to be stars, so they needed to wear all black, and they had fairy lights all over them with tinsel. So did I have two long sleeve black t-shirts? No. So in my stash I had some black jersey, which is just a basic cotton interlock, and this pattern, it's got, as you can see, a cuff, If I made it again, that is the only change I would make. I would make a bit of a deeper cuff. It's fine, but I prefer a bit of a deeper cuff, so I would add like another, I don't know, ½ inch to that. My neckband turned out really well, and I tried something different on this one, and as you can see, I have done my twin needling straddling the seam, and it actually turned out really well. Forgive the overexposure, it looks like I've pressed it really badly and the light's reflecting off it. I probably have, but in real life you can't see that. I've also got a little bit of a, yeah, dodgy bit there. But yeah, the fit was brilliant. And the one thing, as you know, I usually use Oliver & S patterns, but the one thing about their patterns is their sizing for the tops particularly, not so much for bottoms but for tops, are really wide but really short. So I do have to adjust their patterns. This one, they are 6 years old. I made an age 6 and it fits perfectly. The length was fine, it fits amazingly. It's got a really nice deep hem on it as well, which I like, because I like that on a t-shirt. But yes, so they were a success, and I made 2 of those. I also made, and I have got a video to upload, which is currently in editing stages, and I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it or not because the lighting is pretty poor on it. But I also made 2 pairs of pajama bottoms for my boys, and this was using a simplicity pattern which I found. I'll insert a picture of it here because I can't remember the number, but brilliantly it only has 1 pattern piece. So as with usual pyjamas that you actually buy, they generally only have an inseam rather than a side seam and an inseam. And so I've been on the hunt for a pattern like this because I think it would be an easy sew and potentially for use in one of my beginner classes, sewing classes. So I found this pattern. It's a simplicity pattern and it only has 1 pattern piece. So the waistband is included in that piece, and your leg pieces just wrap around and you just have an inseam and obviously a crotch seam. But yes, really, really easy. They went really well. Hopefully I will get round to uploading the video. As I say, it's almost finished. I've almost edited all of it. But the tutorial, because it was a 1 hour challenge, the tutorial stroke 1 hour challenges take me forever to edit because I have so many clips. Okay, so what else did I make for other people? Let me, oops, just check my list. So I think that might actually be it. Let me just check. Yes, I think that's it. Okay, so for me, the first one, and this I did make right at the beginning of the month, is another toaster sweater. Hopefully you can see. It's from the same, I think it's called Charlotta jersey. I know Shona did stock it for a while, but she doesn't have any left in stock at the moment. And I got this because she was out of stock. I got this from Fabric Godmother, and I know they have still got this in stock. And same old thing, pretty, you know, not really much to say because I've talked about it before. Really nice cuffs. I have lived in these sweaters through the winter. And what I also made is a Christmas one, which I really love. And this was my entry for the big Christmas jumper sew along. And I was really lucky to be picked as one of the winners, and I won a £20 voucher for Sew. I haven't used her before, but she's got some really, really lovely fabrics, and I have picked my fabrics. They've been delivered, and I'm hoping I'm actually going to be able to get some of them sewn up today. So yes, this sweater, however, I used a jersey, I think it's a cotton jersey, from cotton spandex jersey from Girl Charlie, and I used a French terry also that I got from Fabric Godmother. This was in the sale, and I believe it still is in the sale. It's something like, I want to say £5 a metre, but I bought it, as with this, when they did their, it was either Black Friday or Halloween or I don't know, firework night. I have a feeling it was firework night. Sale, and I got 20% off. I think it was 20% off. So this was already in the sale and I got 20% off. So what I did was I have used the French terry and I have made the whole sweater in the French terry. So basically as you can see on the inside, hopefully you'll be able to see, I have interlined my cotton spandex jersey with the French terry. So that is to say, I have cut exactly the same pieces and then I have sewn them together as if they are one piece. So as you can see, this is the jersey and underneath is the terry. So there's actually 2 layers there, and that was because firstly, this jersey being white, it was slightly sheer, but secondly, I wanted it all to have a similar weight so that it hung properly and fitted properly. So yes, that is my jersey, my entry. I also want to show you completely and utterly by mistake, look at that pattern matching. That was completely by mistake, although it's not so good there on that snowflake. But yeah, I did not try and do that at all. So yes, I really like that. The toaster has been one of my favourites this year. So moving on to my next favourite, I am going to have to get changed, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so my next favourite is, as you can see, the Nina Lee London South Bank sweater. And I am absolutely obsessed with this pattern at the moment. I'm going to stand up and show you what it looks like. Hopefully you can get right to the bottom. Let's stand up again. As you can see, it's got a band on the bottom. It's got cuffs. And just from the back, although you don't obviously really want to see my bum. But yes, the fit. So it's got a drop shoulder, which I really like because I struggle with shoulders on patterns, and generally I have to adjust them all the time. And it's got this really nice funnel neck, turtleneck. But yes, this is such a simple sew, and I can probably sew it in about half an hour, 40 minutes. I sew it all on my overlocker, everything, because the neck is really easy to ease in, and yes, it's great, I love it. And so I have actually made 3 of these. They were all in December. This one was my Christmas Day dress because I figured it's jersey, it's got a bit of room for turkey. And I've also made a quilted, black quilted Ponte Roma one, which I really like. I bought this fabric again from Fabric Godmother when they had a sale on recently. And it's really nice quality fabric. The only thing is, it's pilled quite a lot. Is that the right word? I think it is. So it's gone really bobbly with wear, which somebody did warn me that would happen. But to be honest, it's mostly on the band. I don't know if you can see, but on the band where it's on the inside, you can see it's all bobbling. That's obviously where it's rubbing on my tights. The front and the back is actually not that bad, but yes, inside the bands where it rubs on me. And also from a similar fabric, I made a grey one as well. And yes, this is, you know, another Ponte Roma. It's quilted, so it has like a furry middle. And this one has also pilled quite a bit, but I don't think it's noticeable. But yeah, they were really good value. I can't remember how much they were. I have a feeling it was, I don't know, £8 a metre maybe. And to make this dress, it's really economical. I think you only need about 1.5 metres. And I forgot to mention, of course, this one is a Ponte Roma and it hasn't peeled at all, and I've worn it loads and it's so comfy, and it is the Beatrice Ponte Roma from Satisfaction. I am completely, this is the best Ponte Roma I have ever used. It doesn't peel, it's got viscose in it, so it's got a really nice drape. It washes really well, and I think it's kind of got a similar texture to like a sweatshirting, but yes, it's a really nice weight. It doesn't show all your lumps and bumps, and it's really breathable. And some Ponte Romas, because they've got quite a high polyester content, they're not as breathable. Okay, so I have also obviously made, I'll just quickly show you that, my Smiley 2018 dress, which is a Paola, I think that's how you say it, Paola dress by named. I just hacked the Paola turtleneck and made a dress. If you want to hear all about the fabulous Smiley 2018 challenge, check out my previous video, which I'll link, and also Hattie from Hattie Sews, and Athena from Athena Cacao, and also Lisa Kish from and so on. I'll link all their videos down below because they are very heartfelt and definitely worth a watch, and also gives a good explanation as to what the challenge is really about. So I would definitely check those out. And also, while I'm with the Paola theme, I also made from this stretch velvet, and forgive me, my neckband insertion was not the best with this velvet. It is a little bit wrinkled around the neck, but it's tight, so it doesn't really matter too much. And this velvet is such a beautiful colour, and this one I actually sewed it upside with the pile running the wrong way because I thought it would make it a richer colour. And I'll just see if you can see, if you do it the other way up, as you can see, it makes it really shiny and it really reflects the light, and I don't think you get the depth of colour. Whereas if you sew it the wrong way up, as you can see, it doesn't reflect the light so much and it makes the colour deeper. So I liked this colour a lot, and so I thought I would do that, and I think it worked out really well. I haven't hemmed it. Well, I've just overlocked it, as you can see, because I always wear it tucked in. I'm never going to wear it out because it's quite a short turtleneck. And also, normally I make the neck so it folds over itself, which I think that's what the pattern tells you to do, so that it's twice the length of this. But after wearing my self-baked sweaters, I quite liked the single fold turtleneck look. So on this and also the dress, I just made the neckband half the width, and I'm really liking that. So I'll insert a picture of it here, there's no point me putting it on. So I have got one more thing to show you. Let me just check my list. Oh no, I haven't. I've got 3 more things to show you, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to get changed and show you the next thing, which is really fun. Okay, so one of the next things I made was this, which is of course the Jennifer Lauren handmade Laneway dress. I've been obsessed with this pattern this year. It fits me really, really well. I love the lines of the A-line skirt. It's completely and utterly up my street. So I have made, this is the 3rd one I've made, and I plan to make quite a few more. When I started dressmaking all that time ago, I didn't really go through the phase that other people go through of making lots and lots of cotton dresses. I didn't ever make that. I didn't ever do that. I was more, I made lots of things from jersey, which I know is completely the wrong way round, but in my mind jersey is a lot more forgiving, and it doesn't really matter if you go for an incorrect size, or because you've always got that stretch to play with. So I didn't really make lots and lots of novelty print cotton dresses. I don't have, I only have a couple of Betty dresses which I've made, and I made 2 of those last summer, and I made 1 the summer before, and I've also got another Betty that's got the full circle skirt, but the others are all gathered. So yeah, I didn't go through that phase, and I think I might be going through it now. So this is a really, and I'll get a bit closer so you can see, obviously novelty print. I think it's called Corny Cane, which is really funny, and it's a Michael Miller fabric, and I'll just stand back so hopefully you can see the length of this. And I love the length, I really love the skirt, and the fit is really good. If I show you the back, it's got a lovely V back. I'll see if I can get a bit closer. It's got really nice open-ended bust darts. It's got this asymmetrical collar, which I chose to use a contrast fabric. I'm hoping I can show you the back, because it's really pretty. But yeah, I love it. I made the size 6 because after some emails between myself and Jennifer Lauren, she thought that that would be a better size for me, and she was totally right. I didn't have to adjust it at all. I don't think, I think I took the back seam in, but only slightly, but I was prepared for that. But everywhere else it fits amazingly, and I actually wore this on Christmas Eve. I didn't choose to wear it on Christmas Day because I just didn't. I wore it on Christmas Eve when I went and did my shopping, and I wore it around the shops, and yeah, got a lot of side eyes from people that I was such an attention seeker. But yes, I love it. And the one thing that I have found about sewing with cottons, and I think I've mentioned this before, is if you choose a proper 100% cotton, quilting weight cotton, they're not only warm, because obviously cotton has thermal properties, but they have a really good amount of stretch. So they are actually really, really comfortable dresses to wear. So I got this fabric from You, Me and Mabel. Hi Sally, if you're watching. And yes, this is such an economic pattern, because obviously quilting cotton is slightly narrower. I think it is 110 centimetres wide if I remember correctly, and I had 1.5 metres of fabric. I know I made a smaller size, and obviously I chose to make my facings in a contrast fabric, but I managed to, and this print is directional as well, I managed to get this dress out of 1.5 metres of fabric, and the fabric was on sale, I think. My fabrics are always on sale, and I think this dress cost me something like £11 to make, and I absolutely love it. So yes, another festive make. I had quite a few festive makes, a lot of red. So I know I said I had 3 things to show you, but I've actually got 3 things now to show you. So I'm going to get changed, and yeah, next thing. Okay, so another thing that I made was the Deer and Doe Belladonna Dress. I haven't made any Deer and Doe patterns before, so I thought I'd give it a go. I've seen loads of really beautiful versions of this pattern online. So yeah, I had a party coming up. It was my granddad's 80th birthday party, and I thought, you know, same as everybody else, I'm going to make a dress to wear, which I did, and I finished it at least a couple of days before the party, so you know, totally unlike me. And also I wore this to my Christmas party when I went out. So it's got some really nice features, if I can show you. It's quite short, which I quite like. And I made it from this, and I don't know if I've got it the right way out, but this is the way that I preferred. It's from a really lovely stretch cotton from Satisfaction. I think it's called Isabella, and I know that Shona still has it in stock now, because she got some more in. So it's got pleats in the front, got pockets, and I don't usually like pockets, but because these are front facing pockets, they're actually on the front rather than in the side seams. I don't think they create bulk, so I added them. It's got darts in the back, no pleats in the back, it's just got darts. It's got, just try and topple over there, it's got a waistband that goes all the way around, but, and also it's got bias bound faced armholes and a faced neckband. But the best part of this dress, and I'm hoping you can see, is the back. I'm going to try and get a bit closer so you can see, hopefully, is the back of it. And I had to make a few alterations to this pattern. I tried really, really hard with my facing, so because I didn't want it to stand away. So I trimmed it really well, I understitched it, and I think it's really worked, because it doesn't, it lays really nice and flat. So I'm really pleased with how that turned out. I can't remember what size, oh, another thing, it also has, and I haven't tried this before either, but it has a really wide, and it's just like bias, but it's got a really wide band that you stitch on and turn over, and I really like that. I think it's a really neat finish. But yes, I did make some adjustments. When I made it, I made the size that it told me for my measurements, and it was really loose around the waist area, so I took it in, and then I had a bit of trouble because I had to take the zip out, and yeah, and I tried to be clever and it didn't really work. So the skirt, I should have just taken it in all the way down. The skirt doesn't hang 100%, I'm not 100% happy with how it hangs. But as you can see now, it still isn't super, super tight. I've still got, as you can see, I've still got a bit of room in there. But I am glad I took it in. Also, this bit at the back, the neck was really gaping. You can see it's still gaping slightly. So I took that in as well. I think I overlapped it by an extra sort of ½ inch. So overall that was an extra inch I took that in. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this dress. I wasn't sure about it, but I think it turned out really well. And I know the lovely Susie from Susie's Sofa, hi Susie, has also made one of these, and hers looks amazing as well. She actually used the same fabric, and yes, it's amazing. So to go with it, because the party was in December, I made a Jenicardi, same as all of my others, but I made this from a wool jersey that I got absolutely ages ago from Fabboy. It's been in my stash for ages. I don't know if they still stock it. I think I bought it last December, so yes. I thought it would be really itchy, but actually it's not that bad. And I think because it's a wool jersey, it actually looks a bit more classic. I put snaps on as usual, and I'll just stand back so you can see. I just keep falling over today. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. I really like it. It turned out really well. And it helped because, as you can see, this fabric has a slightly grey tone to it, even though it's black. Where the light reflects on it, it looks grey. So I wanted to wear it with black tights and black shoes, which were really black. So I thought if I made a cardigan that also looked really black, then it would look better. So I did that. Okay, so I've got one more thing to show you, and then that's it, I promise. Okay, so last thing is this, and it is a Megan Nielsen Rowan bodysuit. Got it on with my M7547 flares, and I've been after some bodysuits for ages, and I've been after this fabric for ages. It's from Girl Charlie, and as you can see, it's like a coral colour, and it's got little tiny flamingos all over it. It's another one of their cotton spandex blends, and as you can see, you can probably see through it slightly. It is quite lightweight, but it's got a really good recovery, so your sleeves don't sag out, which is really nice, and it's really comfortable and washes really well. It's really good quality. So this is obviously from the lovely Girl Charlie UK, and yes, I'm really pleased with it. It's the Megan Nielsen Rowan bodysuit, like I said. I didn't follow the pattern completely. I actually followed the pattern for the Closet Case Patterns netty bodysuit to put bands, like a neckband, but on the legs, rather than, because in the bodysuit pattern it tells you to stitch elastic on, clear elastic, and then fold it over, and it actually is one quite tight, so it pulls in around your bum and digs in slightly, which isn't the most flattering, but also it creates quite a bulky seam around the legs, sort of leg bands. So I used, like I say, the netty bodysuit tutorial to add bands to the legs instead, and I've put snaps on as well, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I really like the colour on me. I think it quite complements my skin tone, and I think it's really fun and it's really comfy to wear. And for the Megan Nielsen bodysuit, like I said before in previous video, I have adjusted my pattern. So I've taken the shoulders in, I've taken the arms in, I think. I'm getting confused with the Jenicardi. I think I've definitely taken the shoulders in slightly. But I've also lengthened the body by an inch, and I've also lengthened the gusset pieces by an inch each as well. So overall, I've added an inch to the length front and back, and an inch to the snaps front and back, the snap area front and back. So, and it's the perfect pattern for me now. It doesn't go up my bottom when I wear it. It doesn't restrict me. It's comfortable. I really like it. So I love it. So, bumper video today. So I apologise for that. I hope if you're still watching this, then thank you very much. I hope it didn't bore you too much. I have been tagged by the lovely Stitch Sisters, Nikki and Rachel, for the Resolutions tag. I've also been tagged by the lovely Sue of Slow So Sue, although I think she might be Slow Sew Sue Stitches and Yarns or something now. I think she changed her handle, but I've been tagged by her as well, and I've also been tagged again by the Stitch Sisters and by some other people for the 5 questions 1 take. So I'm going to try and get those videos filmed, but I also want to film a video about my favourites for 2017 because I came across some really good patterns. So I'm hoping to get that video done as well. So that's it, ramble over. Thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up if you like it, and obviously click subscribe for notifications of more videos like this. Thanks for watching, bye!